Today I was able to teach my student a little bit on SAT math. He initially decided that to pull up some practice problems given to him by a previous tutor and to work on them with me sitting there and giving him advice, but he could not find the documents. I'm not sure if this means that he's not been working on practice problems on his own time or what exactly this means, but I'm not going to draw too many conclusions, but he could not find practice problems. So while he was looking, I was able to give him basically the overall gist of what happened during my SAT process. I talked to him about how many practice tests I had to take. I had to take 8 practice tests with the tutor that my parents were gracious enough to hire for me. I took one once a week and then went over every single question with my tutor. And I told him that for the reading, you got to get really good at picking out right information and answering the questions fast because the reading section saps time. For the math section, I told him that you need to know trig, and he has not learned trig yet, and so that may be an issue in the future to any tutor that decides to teach him a little bit more on SAT math. He claims he is confident on the SAT English. SAT English is very different from conventional English class. I believe that a tutor in the future should do a checkup on how he's doing in SAT English. But he and I talked a little bit about the SAT with essay, and he claimed he had no major in mind right now. So I suggest that he did take the SAT with essay because an essay, the essay is a boost for humanities majors. It just takes one extra hour, and you can get a boost for some other majors. So it's in general is a benefit for you. So I believe it convinced him to take the SAT with essay. At this point, he could still not find the practice problems. So that's when I decided to just find my own practice problems through the Blue Owl Tutoring website, and I could not find any. So instead, I decided to go to Khan Academy. I walked him through setting up an account. I talked to him about College Board and linking his account to get a SAT scholarship or whatever they do for raising your score, practicing 8 hours or whatever it is. You get a chance to get $1,000 scholarship or something. So he has not done that yet, but I did recommend that he does that because that is something I wish I knew when I was practicing for the SAT. So I talked to him about the 10 practice tests there, and I told him to do them eventually, one every 2 weeks. But for now, I recommended that he start with the 3 types of practices on there: the practice for math and the practices for reading and writing. So because he claimed he was confident in English, I decided to start with a math quiz. And the first question was something along the lines of there are people in a baseball stadium or whatever. Every minute, 1,000 people, or people leave at a constant rate every minute. How many people are left before at basically time equals 0 when the ball game ends, but no one has left yet. So basically, m equals 0, and the question was asking how many people. Sorry, there's an extra 0. It was 45,000, not 4,500. They were asking how many people were left in the stadium. So the first answer, A, was something along the lines of maybe 25,000. B was 35,000, and C was 45,000, and then D, as you can guess, was 55,000, and E happened to be a gracious O, I would be guessing answer choice, and he did not know how to answer this question. So I had to walk him through identifying basically analyzing this equation and figuring out what exactly it meant. what P stood for, the number of people, what this 45,000 stood for, the initial number of people, and what this stood for, which was the rate at which people left the stadium. So this is a simple y equals mx plus b equation in disguise. I'm not sure if he caught that, but once I told that to him, he seemed to go, oh, okay, and things seemed to clear up a little bit more, but he seems to have a little bit of trouble with word problems, which are abundant on the SAT, to say the least. We actually never got to see any conventional math solve this problems yet. We've seen nothing but word problems on the Khan Academy practice so far. So him having trouble on basic linear equations such as these alarms me slightly. He may just be baffled by the new medium of taking or practicing for the SAT through Khan Academy. I believe the next tutor should either continue with this Khan Academy or do whatever they've been doing. Apparently they've been doing something different. I don't know what they've been doing, but him not really understanding how to solve this linear word problem does alarm me a little bit. I did walk him through it, and next I was able to walk him through. Again, I had to walk him through it because he didn't know how to solve it. A question, I'm forgetting the details of the question. And the third question, I also had to walk him through it. It was an inequality question. It was something on the lines of basically h equals height, 60 plus 2.5, f equals how tall a woman is. It was a word problem, of course, and h, they're talking about how an anthropologist is digging up skeletons or whatever in like a crypt, I don't know, something sketchy. And he found a femur, and using this equation, how long at least does a femur have to be to put the person at beyond 160 centimeters? So it was an inequality question. So he again had trouble with this. I'm not sure if it was the word problem, the new medium of Khan Academy SAT practice or whatever, but he had trouble with this. I walked him through it. I said that he could either plug 160 into the height, because that is the height that the anthropologist was looking for, and then solve. Subtract 60, 100 equals 2.5 f, and then 40 equals the length of the femur. So because obviously it has to be greater than 160, it actually had to be 40 is less than f. So basically anything greater than 40 would check out. I also said that he could add the inequality early on, aka just remove this equal sign and then recognize that it has to be greater than 160. So just add this equal sign here, then solve it to get 40 is less than f. So he had trouble with 3 fairly simple questions. Again, I'm not sure if he's just a little bit baffled at the Khan Academy way of doing things, contrary to whatever the previous tutors have been teaching him. But that's basically it.